morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Shayla Amin. We're here again with the Colored Girls Museum, having the opportunity to do another Colored Girl Convos. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with
Jenni Graham, art therapist.
All right, so Jenni Graham, who again, she says an art therapist. Before we get into what that means and how she goes about practicing her, what would you say?
My work,
her craft, her work. We're just going to ask what the one item is she can't live without as a colored girl and why it is. So, Jenni.
But, okay, I can't really say it. I would have a specific item. I would say that it would be more of a concept. So I think I could not live without like spirituality, my spiritual connection, my spiritual awareness. That would be the one thing I couldn't live without. Because I could live without stuff.
Now, when you say your spiritual connectedness, like in your reality, what do you mean by that?
Just being, being aware of the greater spirit, being aware of like a God concept, like in the universe, and being connected to that, and trusting that universal process of things, and just being able to be outside of myself and not be like all in my head.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. So thank you. So that is the one item that Jenni can't live without. So then now getting back to what you said, you're an art therapist. Can you just explain to some of us who may not know what that is, like what exactly art therapist is, and then how you go about practicing that with folks or students, adults, whatever?
So art therapy is a form of therapy. It's mental health work. So basically it's therapy where we incorporate the art making, either the art making process and sometimes the product, and that's a way to communicate and express thoughts, feelings, concerns, challenges, and things like that. It can give life to subconscious feelings. It's great with trauma work because it can give life to something that might be too difficult or scary or uncomfortable to talk about, and then you have a distance from that experience, and then you have an opportunity to address it. I often say that, like, think about like a feeling that you have, and if you don't know have like words to describe it, or an experience that you've had and you can't describe it, how would you address it? Especially if it's something that you want to work through in therapy or to heal from.
Okay. So with this, who do you primarily work with?
So mostly adolescents. I love middle school age.
Oh, girl.
They're my favorite.
Bless her soul.
They're my favorite.
No.
Yeah. But I work with children as young as 2.
Okay.
And whenever I can incorporate adults and families, I've also done some like healing circles with women. So those are
cool. All right. Jenni, when we're talking about mental health and women of color and therapy, what would be something, especially you working with a lot of women or just different groups, what's something that you've noticed you constantly come up against and just trying to help people? Because I think that's a good question, because I think I've noticed a lot of older Black women, I would say, tend to sometimes think of therapy or any type of help with their mental stability as taboo or something you don't do, or you must be, that's like the white folks thing. I hear that a lot, so just like if you could just share some of that with us.
Which is a big reason why I got into this field, because I feel like, learning about feelings, learning how to express our feelings, talk about our feelings, feeling vulnerable, like all that stuff, like not things I was ever taught about. I feel like there are always conversations that are not a part of any type of programming, any type of like empowerment stuff. I think specifically with Black women, it's the whole, strong Black woman thing. And including myself, like being raised that like you have to be strong, you always gotta put on that face and to present yourself to the world, and like you can't show any weakness. Like it's not okay to cry. I mean, I've gotten a couple messages about crying, like some direct that like my great grandmother used to say crying makes you ugly. And she didn't have any ugly children.
Okay.
So crying makes you ugly. And then just the witnessing that people in my family, like if they were to get upset, they would get angry at the fact that they showed that vulnerability. So I think one of the biggest challenges is for one, like you said, just being willing to ask for help. To recognize that like it's okay to ask for help. That we don't have to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. We don't have to carry the burdens of everything, although historically, generationally, that's a lot of times what Black women do.
Yeah. So, Jenni, we're having a wonderful convo. So I guess the next question for me would be, if money were no object, what would you do with yourself?
Pay off my student loan debt. Oh my God, I was like, talk about it. If money were no object.
Outside of that, Solid major her money when she get it, okay?
Yeah. probably to get a building for my dream for my business. But just to be, I think that would be one of the main things is just to be able to have an opportunity to create spaces that are healing. Similar to like the Colored Rose Museums. I love this place. It's yummy in here.
It's very yummy in here.
Yeah, but I think that would be the main thing. Of course, I would say like doing stuff and taking care of my family. But a lot of them, they do what they do, so they take care of themselves pretty well. Which I'm grateful for.
A couple and maybe cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Travel. I would love to travel.
Where would you go? Do you have any place in mind?
Definitely want to go to Africa, but I really want to go to Africa after I do one of those DNA tests, so I know like, so I know like where to actually go.
Yeah, what is it like a what is it called? What's that movie? Like a trip across all the different places.
I would love to do something like that. That would be really and get connected to like all of the bloodlines and heritage. It's really in my.
That could be therapeutic in and of itself, in a sense.
Like self-discovery.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. What's that Eat, Pray, Love type thing? I've never seen the movie, but everyone writes it.
I read the book.
So Jenny, so my next question would be, who would be two people in the world, whether they're here or they passed on, that you would love to have brunch with, and why? Yeah, just sprung that on you.
Off the top, I would say Maya Angelou. Okay. Especially because I saw a recent documentary about her. I mean, I read her books and things like that, but she had an amazing life.
Do you remember what it was called? You remind me?
A documentary now. It was on one of those WHYYs.
Got you. All right, I'll find it and post it.
They're probably selling the DVD.
Probably.
Yeah, I caught it randomly. Cool. But yeah, just because she had so many amazing life experiences, I would just love to hear more about those experiences.
I didn't even know she was a dancer back in the day.
She was like married to like an African prince or something like that. Yeah, she lived in Africa for a while.
I knew that part, but I knew the prince part.
Wow. Yeah, he was like a very like well-to-do, like known, you know.
Look at that. Yeah, we'll find this. It was special for her.
There was a lot in there, and like her friendship with like James Baldwin and how her son just refers to him as like, oh, that's just Jimmy, you know. Cool. And then maybe somebody like Mary McLeod Bethune. Yeah, just because she was like one of those activist women who refused to separate the impact of sexism and racism. Because for her, they were, so like the whole concept of like intersectionality, like existed way before there was a name before it. The fact that there were women of color who were very much feminist minded way before I think we often think about that really being a part of the Black community, because it does look, it looks different for us.
So you were saying any Black female, a lot of the pioneers, so like around activist pioneers like her, maybe Mary McLeod Bethune, Ida B. Wells. All that. Okay, cool.
And what's the woman who started the penny savings bank? I can't think of her name.
We'll find her name.
Yeah, I have it. I know.
Or if you remember, it just pop up randomly and just shout out her name. We won't think it too crazy.
Okay.
What would be another news headline you would love to see featuring a color girl? Headline.
I mean, my first instinct is just seeing a Black woman who's just like groundbreaking on some like mogul CEO entrepreneur kind of like in any realm. Or maybe more specifically, maybe even in like more like technology and sciences and stuff like that, because we're very underrepresented.
I've been hearing that. We've been hearing that a lot lately.
Yeah, we need more young Black girls learn coding. Learn coding. We need more of y'all in there. Coding. I've heard some really amazing stuff about like artificial intelligence, which is a very just in general male-dominated space. I saw something about this robot called Bina 45. Which is like one of the first like robots that is made in the likeness of a Black woman. Just all of the interesting conversations around the fact that she's being programmed by a man, the fact that she's being programmed by someone who's white, and how do you preserve Black consciousness? Because I remember like in one clip that I saw, like the robot, she in theory was able to explain experiences that she had in relation to racism.
And then I guess so my next question would be, what would be some advice you would offer another colored girl? One, just general advice on how to not just survive, but to thrive in this world, and you can take that however you want. But then also specifically for a colored girl who is specifically looking to get into the arts, and I'm asking not just primarily for myself as a colored girl who is looking, and it's kind of, I feel like I'm in the arts already, but
you are.
Kind of. Yeah. But also just advice or words of wisdom or just whatever you think would be valuable to help her feel like she can thrive and be all she feels she should be.
Yeah. I feel like to answer both of those, it would be really, really finding that authentic expression that's inside. Like really being true to yourself. Resisting the pressure to like be like everybody else, resisting the pressure to be like what society says you should or what social media says that you should be like.
You hear that? Yes.
Please resist all of that. Just to be and to resist like feeling the pressure to fit a certain stereotype of like what it means to be black. Like, you are black. We are black. So no matter what we do, it's going to represent us as black people. And I just, I love when I see young people just embrace things that are quote unquote different. Because I know young people be like, oh, that's weird. And you know what? It's okay. I've always been weird. And I've been okay with that,
and you know what? It's funny you say it because weird is successful. Prince was weird. Jimi Hendrix was weird. Who else? I've heard people say that various artists, female artists, I'm trying to think of a black female artist.
Janelle Monáe.
Yes, thank you. Who I love, by the way.
Yeah, Ivory.
Yes. And look what weirdness brings. It brings not only just that type of success, but it allows other girls like you. Yeah. I love Janelle Monáe, and part of why is because I see a piece of myself in her. My quote unquote weirdness, dumb, and her. So I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
Yeah. And like you said, I think it's powerful too that like when you're unafraid to be yourself, you empower and inspire other people to be like, you know what, I like this or I like that.
Question would be just, do you have any last thoughts or anything you would like to share? Oh, speaking of, yes. I know that Jenni, she does art therapy. She's actually has her own nonprofit, which is
the Truehart.
Okay.
Truehart. Where we specialize in a path to healing and freedom.
Okay.
It's a creative arts therapy organization. You can check me out on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page.
Yes.
We're at www.facebook.com/apathtohealingandfreedom /
And we'll put all this in the description box below, so you'll have the link to the Truehart Facebook page, where she has information about just healing in general. She'll be offering different events and workshops and things around the city soon, so you'll have access to all of that. And then on that note, as the bossa nova kicks back up on my phone, I'm glad it was bossa nova.
Alright. That would have been a different vibe.
So on the bossa nova note on my phone, this has been Shayla Amenra here again with the Colored Girls Museum. Thanking you all for taking the time to listen to a convo that I've been having with my friend, whose name is
Jenni Graham.
I'm sorry, my girlfriend over here, Jenni Graham, and I for the Colored Girls Museum, doing another Colored Girl Convos with the bossa nova in the background. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye. Oh, yes, and real quick too, please subscribe. Check us out online on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I think we're on Twitter. If not, we will be soon. But check us out. Hashtag Colored Girl Convos. Hashtag the Colored Girls Museum and all that stuff. So yes, check us out. Yes.
Come to this place.
It's amazing. Sci-fi like I do. Embrace it. You know, the aliens will come and save us. I'm just joking. But if they do, I mean, there could be a planet for black colored girls.
I told you when I went to the African American Museum.
Yes, that was me.
One of my takeaways was the P-Funk mothership.
Yes.
That was me.
I look forward to going, by the way.